Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. The Las Vegas Raiders did not get to the quarterback in pretty much any capacity last year. Literally the third worst team in the NFL according to, in terms of getting into sacks or getting to the quarterback, Did not do the thing here, I apologize. But 27 total sacks last year, and Max Crosby got 12 and a half of those. Not great, especially when you brought in Chandler Jones on a massive deal. You know, we were expecting big things out of Malcolm Kuntz, Bilal Nichols you brought in, all these dudes. It just did not exactly work out. And now that the Raiders are heading forward into this year after drafting a guy like Tyree Wilson, you got to have a little bit of excitement, but you also got to have a little bit of winning here because you allowed the fourth most pass rushing yards. You only had, like a 37% pass rushing win rate according to ESPN, which was 24th in the NFL. Long story short, a long way of me saying it, the Raiders were not good at getting to the quarterback. But here are three ways, uno, dos, cuatro, something like that the Raiders can get to the quarterback in 2023 and take care of business and finally make it easy on themselves, hopefully. So here's when the first way that the Raiders can get to the quarterback in 2023, blitz. Like, I can't tell you how many times last year I saw the Raiders really sitting back in coverage, and it's not like your secondary was that good anyway. So as my defensive coach in college always told me, if you're going to suck at 100 miles an hour. In other words, send the house. I want everything. I want to throw the kitchen sink at him. I want to throw the chairs at him. I want to throw everything you got at these guys. The bar of soap. I don't care. Throw everything you got against that offensive line for the opposing team, because at the end of the day, if you're going to get picked apart, you might as well go down swinging. That's at least my way of looking at it. And it's not like, this is the thing too, it's not like this defensive line is not good at all. I mean, I really expect with Tyree Wilson and things kind of moving forward this year, things should be better, especially I also really like Byron Young coming up out of Alabama. I think he's going to be a really good player for the Raiders down the line. But overall, we got to be able to send the entire kitchen sink. Please just dial it up a little bit, because the Raiders, they're not good enough to be able to sit back in coverage. Speaking of coverage, the second way that the Raiders can go ahead and get to the quarterback is, yes, cover. A little bit of a shocker, probably, right? But let's face it. The Raiders allowed, like we mentioned, the fourth most passing yards in the entire NFL last year. They weren't getting pressure on the quarterback. They were getting picked apart. And it's not like, they had a ton of necessarily, a top-rated players. I'll admit that. They just did not play well, even though you had a lot of up-and-coming players. Like guys like Devon Diablo, I'm really excited about. I really feel like Duke Shelley on this squad is going to be really good. Trayvon Morig, I'm just waiting for it. Nate Hobbs was a standout in his rookie year overall. But, I mean, really just, it left a lot to be, satisfied with, something like that. But at the end of the day, the Raiders, they did not do a good job of getting after the quarterback. They did not do a good job of getting after, the receivers, the opposing receivers for the other team, or covering for that matter. So honestly, I think that's the second thing, is you got to cover. You got to be able to get after the quarterback. And I think those things definitely go hand in hand. If you're going to blitz, man on man, make sure your guys are getting after it, one-on-ones, and make sure you guys aren't losing that battle. And finally, the third way that I think the Raiders can really get after the opposing team's quarterback this year is, use that NASCAR package. Now, the Raiders, like we showed you a little bit ago, they've got some talent specifically that you can really move and do a lot of different things around with. So right now, your like quote unquote starting defensive line is going to be Max Crosby, Jerry Tillery, Bilal Nichols, and Chandler Jones. This is a long way of me saying that I don't care who is the best player to get after the quarterback. It does not matter to me. Just get them on the damn field, please. Because it is one thing if you don't have any talent on a specific team. But Max Crosby, who gets no love for whatever reason, I don't know why, but he gets no love. He's a fantastic player, biggest steal of the 2019 NFL draft, and he had no help last year from Chandler Jones. And honestly, this year, Tyree Wilson, he should be on the field when nobody thinks he should. Basically, I'm trying to say that put this man in on the NASCAR packages, put him on the inside, on the outside. If you watch any amount of tape on this kid, he can get to the quarterback. I'm talking, make sure that you put him on the inside. If you can get Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, and Chandler Jones all on the field at the same time, good things are going to happen. So in other words, get your 4 best or 3 best pass rushing guys on the field. If you want to run a 3-4, fine. Get Malcolm Kuntz on the field. I don't care. Put the best dudes that have the best win rate or can get to the quarterback in the best possible way for the Raiders, because it just gets old seeing these guys just get picked apart because this is too talented of a squad. It really, really is. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm expecting big things for some of these guys, and I just really hope that the Raiders incorporate the players in the right way to be able to help them get to to the quarterback in 2023. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. Like I said, it helps people find the show. Thank you guys so much. It's really not wasted on me. I can't tell you how much all this means to me. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about how the Raiders can get to the quarterback in 2023.